So welcome to my first league racing video on F125, and as you can see we're in Bahrain, and this is for Swift Online Racing Tier 1 division, which we race on Fridays at 7 PM, so I'll leave a description down below for those who are looking to join some competitive racing online. We also run Tier 2 and 3 for those who are still learning the game and trying to get faster. But anyway, going into Bahrain, I was actually looking pretty forward to the race. Felt like I had good pace in qualifying, so I thought I could possibly start in the top 5 here at least. I know a few of the drivers who are normally here weren't racing, so this was going to give me a better opportunity to qualify a little bit higher up the order. So this is actually my second run, I believe, in the qualifying session. So our first lap was good enough for provisional pole. You can see down already in the first few corners, so it wasn't a great start to the lap. See, I'm using the non-ERS strategy as well. I've seen that medium is actually the go-to, so maybe I'll change that up for the next round. But running non, it was allowing me to have a lot more battery and just using overtake pretty much everywhere. But you can see we're now a 10th up, coming out the first sector there, so managed to recover a bit of time. Obviously, we know there's probably 2 temps already on the table with the bad first corner, but yeah, we carry on going, just losing a little bit of time on the exit there, so we're back under a 10th now. So this was giving me a little bit of a confidence for my final run, knowing that there was a lot of time left on the table. I was normally doing quite a few 26s when I was doing practice, so I was sure that there was definitely more time in this lap. As you'll see, we don't quite get into the 26s on this lap, but decent enough banker as my second run in qualifying session. Obviously you get the 3 sets of softs, but the tyre wear on them is crazy, so I decided to use them all in this session. But we go across the line, hit a 27.2, and here we go then. This is our final run. Let's see if we can get pole in this session, as we're just using again hot lap on the main straight, and we'll drop it down into non, try and spot the braking point there. You see I've got the racing line still, haven't quite got the confidence yet to take it off. You see go around turn 1, you can see we just go over the curb, so where the bollard is missing there, we go over the curb, and that has completely ruined our qualifying session after being just under a 10th up through that corner. And there's the final standings there. You can see Jesler top of the table, and he has amazing pace around Bahrain or in general in this game. As you see, 5 red lights to the start, and away we go. You can see the camera in the bottom right corner just to show you the start of the race. It does get a little bit messy at turn 1, but you see we're right alongside Jesler. I'm going to go down the inside and try and maybe take the position at the start of the race. I didn't want to fight it too hard as he can go through, and now we're just going to tuck him behind us to get a great run out that corner, see if we can get overtake and try and go for a move in the inside of turn 3, but we just stay behind for now. You see Jesler already saving the battery, saving the tyres, as that will be a massive factor in this race as it goes on, and you'll be able to see when we get to the end of this stint on the medium compound tyres. And for the start of the race, I was actually doing pretty well just to hold on to the back of Jesler. Obviously saved a bit of battery there, and first few laps just trying to take it nice and easy, didn't want to ruin the tyres too early. You can see I'm taking gear 2 through that corner, which is a big factor in this race, as Jesler himself actually messaged me after the race saying that he wasn't using the lower gears. You see the dirty air, a massive effect there as well as we go around that corner. But yeah, trying to use lower gears, but after the race I'll be able to talk about the issues with that. As you can see, just staying with Jesler nicely. Obviously one is keeping the DRS, don't want to fall back any further than what we are right now in P2, in a nice comfortable position. You see the dirty air again out the final corner, just playing a huge factor in the race. I did say turn 1 got a bit messy, so just a quick replay of Atomic Bullets, who gets quite unfortunate there as he slams into the back of one of the Saubers ahead of him, as the driver's going around there quite slowly, so quite unfortunate for his race. We'll see how he gets on later on in the stint. But you see now at lap 4, we've actually got really good pace at the start of this opening stint here. We're actually able to keep fairly close to Jesler, even with the dirty air that's involved. So at this point in the race, I'm thinking maybe I want to take the lead and try and save my tyres a little bit, as obviously when you're behind the driver in front, you're going to be losing a lot more in terms of tyre wear just from being stuck behind. And so yeah, see Jesler gets a really good exit out of that corner, and I'm sure he'll probably get another one out of this one, but I was really starting to think about leading this race now. So we've got to open overtake on lap number 4, just going into lap number 5, get the DRS open, and we're going to now chase Jesler into turn 1, using quite a lot of the battery actually as we go down the inside and take the lead of the race on lap number 5. And now we can try and possibly extend the gap and save a bit of tyres as well. Moving on then, we have another replay here, and this is DJ TT 2024, or Syrian as we know him in the league. You see there's actually 4 drivers going side by side as we go into the first corner, just showing you what's kind of happening down the order there. You can see, you don't see that happen often, and I'm surprised that they actually managed to get through there cleanly, as we're now on lap number 8, and the gap's still staying at that 6 tenths, roughly there or thereabouts. And I think Jesler will be going for a move somewhat shortly to try and regain control of the race, but we're just going to keep him behind for now. But if we actually move on to the following lap, we can see now he's going to go for the move. His tyres were in a lot better state than ours. So yeah, I talked about the low gears. He was using higher gears, so say turn 1 using the gear 3 there. You can see I was using gear 2. So Jesler's pace is now starting to come a little bit of an issue, as his tyre wear was roughly around 10 to 15% less than what mine was throughout this stint. So if I had a little bit better tyre wear, it would have been a little bit easier to stay closer to him during the dirty air. But yeah, so now we're trying our best just to stay behind it. But you can see now there's a lapped car getting in the way there, and this became very distracting and quite a bit of an issue for me as I was trying to brake, and obviously I've got a driver ghosting in front of me, and this was just making me make minor mistakes. As you can see, I made a little bit of a mistake coming out of that very tricky left-hander there, and luckily for us we're keeping DRS, but the lapped car is just giving us dirty air as we're going around these corners as well, so it's just not helping us at all. And this is where it gets a little bit interesting now. As you can see, ST in the Mercedes is quite a bit faster than us two, as he's had a bit of a crash and then boxed for a new set of tyres. So he's got brand new tyres on against our tyres that are probably at around 60-70% right now. So as you can see now, as we go onto the main straight here, you can see Jesler now gets DRS from the car ahead. So not what we needed. We were already on a bit of a pace disadvantage with his tyres just being in a better state than ours. But yeah, he gets DRS, and then I have a little bit of a mistake into turn 1 in the dirty air, little bit of rear lock in there, and now we're like 8 tenths back from Jesler, and Jesler's still getting DRS after having it the lap before. As you can see now, we're trying our best to close up there. You can see here's a little bit of a replay of that Mercedes driver and actually what happened to him to cause him to be in that position. You can see he was throwing it down the inside of Atomic there and then just completely driving into a wall. So he kind of made me quite a bit frustrated, and that started to impact my driving. As you can see now, we're 1.2 seconds behind, and we've tried to burn the battery just to stay there. You can see our tyres 81% on the rear tyres already, and the Mercedes goes past us again, and he actually makes a mistake into turn 1, and this makes this really difficult. You can see I lose the back end, just very distracted with that car ghosting in front of mine. And yeah, this just really made it difficult. As you can see, Jesler's now in clear air, and we're in the dirty air of the ghost car, and we're losing time all the time. Our tyres are absolutely cooked at this stage as well, so we're really managing to not get a puncture before we go into the pits. Obviously, the 1 stop is a lot faster than the 2 stops, so if we didn't manage like this, then it also meant we probably would have gone down to P3 or P4 at this stage of the race. So just trying our best to keep the car on the track as we head towards the pits. Coming to the latter end of the lap, you can see 87% tyre wear on our rear left. So we're probably going to hit around 90% before we go into the pits here. And this was massive because Jesler ahead let me know after the race that his tyres were on 78% on the lap he boxed, and obviously he stayed a lap extra than me also. So just shows the amount of wear I had. So yeah, 15%, maybe even more wear than what Jesler had, and this was ruining my race a little bit. But that isn't as bad as what is about to happen. You see, we've done a box, nice 2.2 second pit stop. We come out the pits and we've just come behind this leading group here. So you see, Jesler's done an extra lap, and that'll probably put him ahead. But these losing group are all on old tyres. We're on really cold, hard tyres as we come out the pits, but we haven't got much battery to play with either, so we're trying to get the moves done as quick as possible. You see the red light ahead flashing, but we just can't get close enough there, and now we're going to get stuck in the dirty air and on cold tyres. So I'd rather be on the worn hards at this rate. But yeah, we're just going to see if we can navigate past this traffic as quick as possible. You can see they're still holding us up as we just exit the Sector 1 split of the track. You see now opening overtake, a much better exit, and now we're going to go down the inside into that tricky left-hander, and that is the place done there. We see we still got 3 more drivers to get past before we even think about getting to Jesler, as he's in the box now. So we're going to try to get past as quick as possible. You see we're losing time again. Dirty air really affecting us through the long right-handers. I'm sure some of you guys were seeing how tricky it is at the moment to follow a car ahead. And you see now, going to go for the overtake on Arguable Wish in the Racing Bull. He actually fights it quite a bit, which I was a little bit surprised by. Obviously, we're on much fresher tyres and we've done a box, so yeah, fighting that one might not have been the best idea for him. But we're now going to chase down F1 Nathan. You see Jesler's just ahead there, so if we can get past Nathan while Jesler's still got cold tyres, we might just be able to get back into the DRS. But you can see that he's just ahead as we now going to dive down the inside of F1 Nathan. But I think it's going to be too late to get back into that DRS, as Jesler now much fresher set of tyres, or even with his fresh tyre wear, he's just going to have such a pace deficit over me. So now we're just going to settle into the race. You see Crossfire's actually picked up a 3-second time penalty, so that's made my race a little bit more at ease. But even with that penalty, I didn't want to ease off the pace there, because obviously you never know how he's been given it or if he can get it removed by the stewards after the race. So yeah, so I was just trying my best just to get away from him as much as possible. We do actually stretch the gap out in some areas of the track to nearly 8 tenths or so. So I knew I had the pace over him. It's just trying to keep him out. That DRS was proving to be pretty impossible. And as you can see towards the end of the lap, you can see we've pushed the gap out to all the way to 9 tenths, just trying to burn the battery. It's so close for a second, just hitting a second, just for a split second, but we just don't get the best exit out the final corner, and that's going to hamper us. As you see, he's just kept DRS still, so this was very frustrating, and now we haven't got the battery to pull away on the next lap either. So yeah, the pit window's open for the 2-stop strategy, but obviously I'm not going to try and change into 2-stop now. Jesler's got too much of a lead. It just isn't going to make me gain any more places in the race, so we're just going to keep second for now and just try and defend from Crossfire, because you just never know what could happen in terms of safety cars, or if his penalty will get removed. So yeah, just see the tyres just struggling just to get around these long high speed corners.
Okay, clear.
And if we move on to lap 26, you can see just a few laps away from the end of the race, you see Jonas has just come out the pits in the Red Bull, and this gives me quite a scare there. As you can see, very close to running into the back of him there. That could have ruined my race, as we try and use that to try and get away from Crossfire, but our tyres are just absolutely ruined at this stage. You see every corner is very tricky. It's like watching Fernando Alonso in the 2014 Ferrari, if you guys have seen videos on that. But yeah, really struggling with tyre wear, which is definitely something I'm going to try and work out for the next race, especially because I do think I really would have had a chance at fighting Jesler a lot harder in this race. As you can see, he's got a 3-second time penalty as well, so maybe with just a little bit less tyre wear, we would have stood a chance at maybe a win. And that's definitely something I'm going to try and improve on this game, is just managing the tyres a little bit better. As you can see, we are driving very smoothly. It's just using too low of a gear, which we did speak to Jesler a bit about after the race, and he was saying about just using them higher gears. So yeah, that's something we can definitely improve on. So here we go then, on to the final lap of the race. You see Crossfire only 4 tenths off us now. We're trying to use all the battery possible heading into turn 1, maybe a little bit too much, as we try our best to get the best possible exit. Our tyres are more than 70% at this rate in the race. You see now, using all the battery possible, you see it's getting closer and closer as we try and put it back down into non, trying to save as much ERS as possible, trying to get the best exits. You see the car just twitching again, but we get a slightly better exit there than Crossfire's. And now we just need to have a really good middle sector here. You see, just once again putting it into non. You see how marked up the tyres are just by looking at them. And now into medium, trying to get a little bit of a gap here as we try and get the best possible exit. You can see run very deep, and the car just oversteers like crazy on exit. And this is actually quite interesting. You see, he wasn't able to actually get a run on me there, as even though our exit was really bad. You can see, I think his wings were just a lot higher than ours, as we're able to just keep ahead there. But this is where it gets really close. We've gone into non, we've risked it all to have more battery on the last bit of the lap. You see, he's very close on the inside. We just leave him enough room, and now we're going to deploy all the battery possible. As you see, it's just not close enough, and we're not going to have much battery here as we go towards the line, so this could get very close as we exit the final corner. We actually get a really nice exit on the one time. You see Crossfire just snaps at the back. But we're going to come across the line to get our first podium in our first race on F125, so I'm really happy with how that's gone. We'll take the P2 any day. Didn't quite have enough to beat Jesler this round, but I'm sure we'll try and get him in the upcoming races. I believe it's Miami next, which isn't normally the best track for me, so definitely going to have to put in a bit of practice there to see if we can pick up another podium, even possibly a win. But I'm sure there'll be a lot of the tier 1 drivers back for next week as people continue to get the game, etc. But you can see Jesler takes the fastest lap, takes the full 25 points. We get second place, which isn't a bad result for us. Very much take that. You see our teammate Racing Creeper is actually a tier 2 driver, and he actually manages to go from 16th to 8th to get us some points in the constructors, which means I think we're only about 3 points off Red Bull. So it's actually a really strong start for Ferrari. But that will be the end of the first league racing video. And if you enjoyed this video, hopefully I'll be able to put more POVs, etc. in for next week. People sending some more clips. That'll be good. And but yeah, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe to see more videos like this one.